Rain stopped at last. Everybody all right? Yeah, how many of you have been off down the pub then this weekend? Around my way, most of the pubs ain't open. They're still staying shut until the middle of next week. Not looking, I think they're trying to avoid sort of like weekend madness or something like that, but not a big pub goer anymore anyway. So I'm not too bothered. Plenty to keep me occupied here when I'm at home, and because I work away all week, it all piles up the jobs. So yeah, anyway, another week or another weekend that's going to fly by. Let's have a quick look at the fish. The water's a bit murky at the moment. Been having a clean up, bit of a hoover around. The fish are all staying down as the air's off. They'll come up again in a minute probably when I go stand over by the feeding area. But yeah, so it's time to treat the flukes at last. I've done a scrape earlier on today. Because there's a little bit of rubbing going on, not hugely, but I did do a scrape and I did come across quite a few flukes, so yeah, I will be doing a treatment, so I'll be going through that with you in a bit. But as always, I like to give the filters a good clean out before I put any treatment in. But nobody seems too affected by it. You know, they're all feeding, not off their food, not sulking or anything like that. A little bit of rubbing. Kirsty down there, Kirsty the Kawaku, might have a slight raised scale. I did net her, and when I lifted it out I couldn't see it, but when it's in the water it looks like there's a bit of shadowing on the scales. When, like I said, when I got her out and felt around and that, the scales felt smooth. They didn't seem raised, it didn't seem like there's anything underneath them. But yeah, it's time to get these flukes sorted, and like I said, I'll go through that with you in a little bit. But after some advice here, right, as you all know, I've got the ingrown pond. It's quite easily seen, and there's an ingrown skimmer switched off at the moment, like I said, because I've just been cleaning it out. Got the basket out over there, just giving that a clean out. And there's the pump, so draws the water out, water skims into the basket. Out there, the pipe connection, I don't know if you can see it down there, but the pipe connection is at the back there. That goes through all the way underground, up there, round, comes out the ground there, up along and into the backy shower. Now I'm wondering, or after a bit of advice really, I'd like to put in between the skimmer and the backy shower, I want to put a filter. Now obviously, because the pump's in with the skimmer pumping round to the backy shower, there's not a lot of options open. It's the pressure filters. Now I have seen, and I'll post up a picture of it, I can't remember what they're called now. Yeah, I'll get back to you, but there is the pressure filters, and I know pressure filters among the koi keeping world is sort of like swearing, but these ones are specially designed for their automatic cleaners. No, it's not Superfish. I'll come to it anyway. But I'll post up a picture. If anybody's got any experience of these filters, if they're good, they're bad, or anything like that, can you please, drop a line and let me know. Because I've been racking my brains trying to think what else I can do, and I'm not, that's the only sort of thing I can see for sort of like putting in between. Yeah, I've got the foams and the filter wall on the back of your shower, but I'd rather sort of like whip them out, have a proper filter in between, and then be able to put some more BHM media into the shower, just to keep everything ticking boo. So yeah, so I'll put, like I said, I'll post a picture up. It's these ones coming up right now. Look, white agapanthus coming out in the blues there. I mean, sorry, it's windy as hell today, in between rain and showers, but yeah, white agapanthus. It's supposed to be extremely hard to grow. They don't seem to take as well as the blues, but yeah, this one's coming out. It's going to open out into flower any time. So good-o, going well there. Yeah, another box has arrived. Let's have a look, see what's inside. So I've ordered some more food. Got the usual aqua sauce all seasons, with garlic this time, and some JPD Ashuri. I went for this because I've been told that it helps improve the whites on the fish, which I thought mine were not lacking but getting a little bit dull, so we'll give it a try and see what happens. So yeah, new food's all in the feeder. There it all is. Yeah, they're all hanging around, expecting to be fed again. The feeder's gone off 3 times today already. And but this lot are eternal hungry. I'll just press the feed button a minute and give them a bit of food. I know, it's the weekend, they get overfed at the weekend, but what you're supposed to do when they all come up and start begging and wanting more, I'm just a sucker. I'm sorry, but I am. Look at that face, how can you resist? Bless them, they only went off about 10 minutes ago. So, opinions on the Shuri will be given as time goes on. But as I said, the only reason I got it was because of the whites, trying to improve the whites a bit more. And that's the one that people I spoke to said is best for whites, so I will give it a go. Like I say, air's off at the moment, so they're not really, and they've just been fed just a few seconds ago, but the greedy ones will come up. Well, see, there's a bit of a flash going on there, telling me to turn the air back on, which I will do in a minute. Measuring spoon, or you can use scales and that lot. So it's 20 grams per 500 litres. I reckon 20 grams is one of these spoonfuls. So I'll get these measured out and added in. Bit of pond water added to the bucket. Give it a mix round. Let's go get it in the pond. Usually it's got to be off this treatment for the first week. UV.
temperature is okay, 16.2. Doesn't really work below 10 degrees. This time of year should be nowhere near it, but that's still quite cold for this time of year.
I need to put this down and pour it in. Taking out the sponges and the filter water out of the back of the shower, just so it doesn't take any of the chemicals out of the water, and they can go back in after a day or two. This might mean water's a little bit dirtier. Quick look at the fish. Now it's gone in. What will, or sometimes can happen, especially with the Learnex or Learnex Pro and that lot, is that your fishes start darting about and flashing even more. I think it's the same with most treatments. This is just where the chemicals are starting to work straight away, and it sort of like irritates the flukes obviously, and they try to burrow in deeper, and obviously by the increased activity of them as they're sort of like holding on to life, it actually takes the fish a bit more. So don't panic if you see that happening. It's just one of them things, and you know that let you know that these chemicals are working. So that's in. Usually can stay off for a week, so they say, and I'll put sponges and that lot back in probably in a couple of days time. So we'll have a look at some parasites, part 2 of the parasite thing. We'll probably be looking at white spot, Costia and Chittadini. So move over to that in a second. Catch you in a minute. So first up is white spot. Throughout its life it appears in many different forms. Most of the pictures and diagrams you see show it with a small horseshoe, like in this picture up here. You can just make out a small horseshoe, white horseshoe. This is only in the fully adult stage of the white spot, when it's sexually mature and able to reproduce, and it's very rarely sort of seen under the microscope. What you normally see is this, which is an adolescent white spot, just sort of like a round circle. It moves slowly around under the microscope, sort of like just working its way around things very slowly, not spinning, just sort of looks like it's just, you know, just floating over the waters and slide. This is the only stage that you, well, not the only stage, but it's sort of like the stage that you tend to see more often than not under the microscope. Now, what can happen is that you can see it reproduce. What happens is that it swells, starts to change shape, and metamorphosizes until basically it explodes. And when it explodes, it releases thousands of swarmers into the water. If you see these under the microscope, swarmers, they just appear as a little blur. You can hardly see them. It's literally sort of like, looks like the microscope is out of focus in a particular sort of shape. But like I said, each time one of these sexually mature white spots burst, like I said, they release actually hundreds and thousands of swarmers into the water, and for that reason it's quite easily understandable how you can see a fish can go down sort of like in a very, very short period of time. As you can see by the picture of this fish here, you can actually see the white spot visible on its body, and this can sort of like develop sort of like in a very, very short period of time, sort of like 48 hours. So it needs to be treated very, very urgently. The thing is with white spot is that it can go into a latent stage if reproduction conditions are not right. So that's why you can see it disappear after a treatment, and then once the treatment's over, it appears again, because when it's in this latent stage, medication won't touch it. It will not work. So you have to try and capture it sort of like when it's tops, or at its most when it's moving. Next up is Chelidenia. Well, I think that's how you say it anyway. This feeds on plankton and skin debris, so it doesn't actually sort of like feed off the fish itself. They can move freely in water and on the fish itself, and they can sort of like change hosts if they wish to, just drop off one, swim and latch onto another. To see them you probably want a magnification of about 200 times. But the problem with Chilo is by the time it's detected, it's very, very well established, and treatment needs to be given urgently. So like I said, it's quite a nasty little one once it swarms in vast numbers. Well, that's that. Like I said, not loads of information, but it just gives you sort of like the basic idea of what you're watching for when you actually do a scrape and look under the microscope. I'll give you some more next week. There's a few left on the sort of like the common parasites that you find on koi. Anyway, hope you've had a good weekend. Hope you didn't go out and get too drunk in the pubs, if you know what I mean. Yeah. Kept up your social distancing and all that sort of stuff. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. But anyway, people, hope you've had a good weekend. And that's it for this weekend. Bit of a shorter one than normal. I've had my grandkiddies around, so it's kept me occupied. Not been able to get much footage. But hope to see you soon. And I just want to say, just before I go, thank you very, very much indeed to all my new subscribers. It's appreciated in the heart here. I appreciate your time, your patience and your support, and all my old subscribers that I've had as well. Thank you for keeping on watching. Give it a thumbs up, or if you're not liking the content, give it a thumbs down. It's all thumb, like I say. So and if you've got any questions or any comments whatsoever, just leave them down below. So at the end of the video, please subscribe, and I'll see you next week. Thanks very much. Bye.